And welcome back to Real Talk Sports with Rico. Today, I'll be your host. Today, we are actually talking about Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals, which is set to take place here Monday. The Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics. It has come down to Game 7 as Boston has won the last three games here after being down 3-0. There's been no team that has come back from the 3-0 hole. Boston is looking to make history. As we left off, it was game 4. I thought this series was pretty much over with the way that the Miami Heat had dominated Boston physically, and the fact that Boston really had stints in games where they had started off well and then faded late in games. But it has been the complete role reversal since game 4. The Celtics won 116-99. You had the Celtics come back here in game 5, winning 110-97. And then you had the Celtics here in game 6, winning 104-103 with a last minute tip from Derek White to keep the Celtics season alive. And with that being said, guys, I mean, it's about as surprising as it could possibly be here. And I'm thinking to myself, like, the Celtics really have, I think, all the momentum going into, today's game here. I think that the Celtics really, they only have to just come out and just be them and continue to be them throughout the game. I think that I've kind of talked about it earlier here with the Celtics getting out to big leads in the games, or they've been ahead in games, but for whatever reason, they happen to lose focus. They happen to give up the lead. They happen to let Miami back into the game. And Miami being a tough team, just they find ways to get it done late. And so the Celtics have been terrible at home. And I'm thinking that, I love Jimmy Butler. I love the Miami Heat, but I just think that just the momentum, I think, is going to simply get the Celtics over the hump. And I think that they are going to make history. I think right now they have an 82% chance of winning this thing at this point in time, going into Boston here Monday. And, it's tough to come back, I think, with Miami after they had the guarantee there from Jimmy Butler. Just kind of going back through the numbers here of the last game that was played there in game 6. You had Jason Tatum, who had the 31 points in that one. You had Marcus Smart, 21. You had 11 from Derek White, including that last second tip that pretty much won the game there for them. Jaylen Brown had 26 points himself. Robert Williams, 10. And the big thing here is just pretty much everybody on the roster was in the plus for the most part. Al Horford, even though he was in the negative on the plus minus box score, still had some major blocks in that game, and also too had some rebounds. And I just think, guys, that, hey, I think that the Boston Celtics are going to win this game, man. I just think that the momentum's on their side. I think that Jason Tatum finds a way to go ahead and actually take care of business here. I think he has now been in, I think, he's won more games in elimination situations than maybe Larry Bird and Kevin McHale. I think he was on that list. So, I mean, that's pretty clutch there. And I'm not sure what it is about the Celtics being with their backs against the wall, but they seem to rise to the occasion. For whatever reason, Jimmy Buckets really struggled in the last game here, even though he scored 24 points. I think he only had 2 at the half and then came back and scored 15 in the fourth. Did get a big foul call late in the game with 3 seconds to go, which appeared to look like it had won the game for the Miami Heat, only for the Boston Celtics to miss a shot and get a tip with like 0.1 there to win that game. But Jimmy, 24 in that game, 21 from Caleb Martin. You had Bam Adebayo had 11. 15 for Gabe Vincent coming off the sprained ankle, and 10 for Matt Strus. Duncan Robinson, who has shot the ball very well over the last 2 series, had 13 points. Zeller a point and 8 for Lowry. And looking at Duncan Robinson, you look at the 13 points and the 3 of 6 from the three-point land. There were times in the game where he had some great looks in which he could have won the game. I think that if Miami is going to steal this game 7, Duncan Robinson is going to have to be a big factor in this. He seems to have the fresh legs. I'm not sure what it is with Boston and their defense, but they seem to be giving him a lot of free range and shots out there. He's been able to find his spots there in the three-point land. And, the one thing about Duncan Robinson is he's a little reluctant to come off the three-point line, but by him actually showing that he would attack the basket there, I know he had missed a shot late in the third going into the fourth, but it was tipped over to Jimmy Butler, who scored, and then Miami took a lead. But the fact that he was willing to drive in, I think was it's going to work wonders for the Miami Heat. I think it's going to help them stretch the defense. I think if they're going to win, those plays like that Duncan Robinson made in Game 6, they're going to have to package that up and bring it here to Boston. Gabe Vincent, as far as the way he played, I thought he played pretty well, not as great as he had played before with the sprained ankle. Matt Strus, I think they're going to have to get a little bit more from him, but key is going to be Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is going to have to come out and set the tone, much like he did in games 1 through 3. He's going to have to be aggressive. He's going to have to be, hunting out shots for the most part, and he's still going to have to set the plate. But the most important thing that Jimmy Butler can do is really lead the charge by scoring points if Miami is going to win this contest. Boston, if they're going to pull it out, they're going to have to start off fast like they normally do. They cannot let the foot off the brake like they have been and getting lackadaisical, usually in the second going into the third quarter. I think that's really cost them. The offense kind of grinds into a hold. So they've got to continue to attack Miami like they have been. The free range shots that have come with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, that has got to continue. And the way Marcus Smart has played has been outstanding. The way he's been knocking down the three ball and the way he's been accepting shooting the three ball. I mean, I know he was 4 of 11 in Game 6, but he's been making a lot of those shots. And he's also been making a lot of shots in the paint as well and setting the plate for a lot of Celtics here. Robert Williams making his presence felt, really making it tough for Bam Adebayo. So those are going to be the keys, I think, for Boston if they're going to win this game. I have Boston in Game 7. I think that they're going to win this one, guys. And for the most part, that is today's show. It's very brief. I just wanted to come on here and talk about the Eastern Conference Finals. I know the Denver Nuggets are waiting for this one. My early predictions for the NBA Finals is, regardless if it's the Miami Heat or the Boston Celtics, I like the Nuggets in this one. I think the Nuggets really, if you look at the Joker, I don't think that there's really any answer for him on either side. I think that Boston probably has a little bit more as far as the bigs that they can throw at the Joker. But I think if Miami were to get into the NBA Finals, I think that they're probably going to run into a lot like the same situation that they had when they faced the Lakers. Is just that they don't have the interior height to really kind of bang with the Joker. And it's like you do have Bam, but aside from Bam, I'm not sure if they have more big bodies that they could throw at him. I know that they do have Kevin Love, and I'm sure Kevin Love would be a guy who would play a little bit more in that series. Obviously, he can shoot the basketball, but to be inside and kind of bang with the Joker, I'm not sure if he's going to be the match for that. And then, you look at Jamal Murray. Even if Jimmy Butler has Jamal Murray, there's so many other weapons that Denver has. I don't think that, they have enough depth there to really stop that. And Boston, they have the depth to kind of match Denver, but they don't have the height to take away the Joker. And that's going to be tough, for them. So I think it's either or, you kind of pick your poison with either team. And I just think that Denver is destined to win the NBA championships. This kind of reminds me a lot of what the Milwaukee Bucks did. Kind of what they did in their season when they were able to win their lone championship. But for that kind of wraps up the show, guys. For today, I just want to kind of throw that show out there for you. Just a quick preview of this Monday night game coming up. I just want to go ahead and thank Anchor for being our platform. I want to thank the sponsors out there for putting sponsorship on the show. And I just want to thank, all our fans out there have just really listened to us, have actually helped us drive the content out there again. And you can check us out. We're on YouTube. We're at Real Talk Sports with Rico. You can go ahead and click the link there. That'll be in the show notes below. Make sure you press like and subscribe, guys. And if you're looking at the live podcast, you are actually looking at NBA 2K23 gameplay, guys. So definitely make sure you're out there checking them out too as well. And guys, this is myself. This is Real Talk Sports with Rico. We'll be back for another show, guys. You guys go ahead and take care. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.